scope of product management is changing, right? AI has come into the game. Product management expectation has gone up. You have to either have understanding of design or development or technical background with data analysis for metrics analysis or whatever it has to be, or you have marketing background to also combine your product management skills with taking the product to the market for acquisition, growth, and even sustenance, right? And even keeping the product alive so that you don't retire your product early. No matter what the stakes are, I just wanted to understand that AI is a companion to you as a product manager, other than you seeing AI replacing you as a product manager. Can AI ever replace a product manager? For now, my personal opinion is no. Why? There are a lot of stuff AI can help out with, but there are a lot of things tied to product that are human centered. I wrote a post on LinkedIn, I think about a week or two ago, and I titled it "Intuition versus Data-Driven Decisions." Take, for example, a useful case study is the case of Apple, right? That's when Apple started working on the Apple phone, which we are all fans of or lovers of this day. When they started working on it, there was no data to effectively inform Apple Incorporation, as it were, that people needed Apple or smartphones, right? And even the CEO of Nokia laughed at them, right? So again, there was data backing the CEO of Nokia as at then that people were used to mobile phone. There was no data to back Apple that what they were doing was actually being craved for by humans. Sometimes humans demands or humans problem are not even known to them themselves until the solution is visible. Then they realize they actually have this problem. So there are a lot of psychological what would I put it? Or how would I say it? There are a lot of psychological input when it comes to building a product, shaping the product, and positioning the product, right? Again, take for example, now you want to build a product, but right from the beginning, you want to weave in the marketing messaging into the product. You might want to talk about using frameworks that you are probably familiar with or would want to implement. Probably you saw them from books or whatever it is. But whatever it is, though, my point is that AI cannot take your job as a product manager. What AI can do is make you much more effective. I'll give you another case study. There's a client I built a product for last year. They want an upgrade, and funny enough, I'm working on the upgrade with Lovable, right? Yes, I also build product apart from being a product manager, right? So, but here are my tips for you. If you're a product manager just starting out, or you're a product manager who is scared or don't know how to balance the rise of AI with your job and how it might become rampant in the near future, that companies would want to just have one product manager deploy multiple AIs, and why they retire the other product manager for whatever product line they are working on. Let's get straight into it. A few things you must know is, one, you need to understand the core elementary or basics of AI. You need to understand the difference between machine learning and deep learning. You need to understand the difference between training AI with data and actually using AI that has enough data to like cook out or push out whatever you want to work on your product. You need to understand the difference between NLG, NLU, right? Natural processing language, right? All of those kind of stuff. You need to just understand those terminologies, not the terminologies, how it functions. For example, now, when you speak to an AI, right, it takes in your words, right? Then it processes it in binary 1 and 0, feeds it back to the system. The system tries to understand your natural language. When it finishes understanding what you've said, it generates a response. It gives it back in 1 and 0s. Then the AI helps you bring it back to higher level understanding, which is in common English language. Then it generates and it's sent back to you. That's why you have your NLG, your natural language generation, right? Now, when I'm talking about feeding data and knowing when to use AI is this. So one of the products I worked on towards the ending of 2024 into early 2025 was a golf tech product, right? A golf management system for a golf body. And I knew nothing about golfing, right? And what I did was simple. So first I went to ChatGPT and I started to research on AI. And after I had gotten like some tips on what's golf is, tee time, reservations and everything, right? Knowing the minimum and maximum number of parties and how it is done, it still was not enough for me to start building the golf management system. So what did I do? Myself, my designers, we downloaded books and tons of PDFs on golf management, existing golf solutions, case studies they have done and stuff. So there's an open source AI called Ulama, right? You can actually run it locally on your PC. So I did that on my Mac because I didn't want to run it on my Windows. So my Mac has a much more powerful GPU than this Windows. So I installed the Ulama, right? My friend actually helped with the installation. He is a senior software engineer. His name is Lucius Simano. You can check him out on LinkedIn. He installed it, activated my Docker and everything, just did the technical setup for me because we were all together in a tech gathering. And when I got home, I fed all the PDFs I had downloaded earlier that I plan on training ChatGPT on. So it's sitting on my local systems as of now. And that was how we began the training of the AI. After a couple of days, I had fed all of this stuff into it. It became very effective and knowledgeable about Gov. Then I started sharing my PRD with it. Not the full PRD as well, just an overview of I want to build a Gov management system that is able to do this, and this, but I lack technical knowledge of Gov in itself. I want you to teach me Gov as a Gov instructor, a product manager, and a founder who understands what it means to actually run a Gov management system. Then started teaching me Gov back from that standpoint and that viewpoint. Within 1 week, I was good to go. Following week, I created a full PRD and I've created low level fidelity and every stuff. Brought my designer to a call, explained what we are going to do. And a couple of days down the line, we presented an initial sketch to the client and he said, yes, this is what he wants actually. And this is what he has been trying to explain to other PMs he has met. That was how we took it into development and we started, into design first to flesh out the whole full applications and how it will look. Prototyped it, then we got approval from the stakeholders and we moved into development. Now, this was a client for the company I work for where I serve as the product manager. Same thing recently, I took on a client personally now. I also run a brand called Inegben Consulting, where I consult on products for softwares and stuff, right? We recently took on a client and we were working on the products. And believe me, from the all edge cases, business cases, everything, QA, acceptance criteria was sketched using Gemini. So you need to know where to feed it. But of course, for this particular use case too, I fed the AI data, things I have scoped out on my own, fed it to the AI. We walked through the whole process together. Within 24 hours, I've gotten everything fleshed out. I even did a live training on my Inegben channel. If you go to Inegben, my YouTube channel for the tech brand I run, you'll see a full live training I did there. I think about 2 hours training where I took an idea from ChatGPT, Gemini gave me the idea from idea to live product in 2 hours. I did. It should have taken me roughly 30 minutes to 1 hour, but because I was tutoring, it took me up that long. So my point here is, whatever you do in this AI era, understand basic AI terminologies, basic AI modus operandi, how it works, and what to do and what not to do with AI, what you can do and what you can't do with AI, and all of those kind of stuff. Once you understand that, understand more on context and prompting, right? Your prompt determines the result you would get. I would give you a practical example. You see this website right now, you are saying fantastic. I just started working on this and I'm working on it with AI. I'm building this with Lovable actually. And you could see that it's awesome, right? Very, 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 very demure, very, very lovely, right? Everything, booking, pick up location, everything down to checkout. I'm currently working on this with AI. I'm working on it with Lovable actually. And it just goes to show you that AI is your friend as a product manager. AI is your friend as a designer. Imagine I had shown this to a random person on the street of wherever you are based, right? And I said, I'm working on this with AI, generated this with AI. This is the initial landing page. This is why I choose us and the vehicles. This is the footer, everything, right? What an experienced designer will work on. Now, what shaped this is because I had already created a document listing out everything I wanted to do before I fed it to the AI, generated this, and I've been working on it, right? The goal is to build a full system, take it down, deploy it to Versu, connect it to a host, then push it live as it were for the client, right? So again, my point is just to prove to you that whatever you are doing, AI is your ally, right? I'll be creating tutorials on these channels to show you how to use AI for different things, build a full-fledged application, full-fledged website, just common agency websites without backend, right? Lovable has backend as a service or BaaS, right? I think they integrate what's it called now? Superbase as their own backend as a service here that helps you create others whatever you want to do with it. Check out his Stripe, right? So because I've been using Lovable for a couple of months, so I know all the things that you could use with it. So it's very easy, and that too you can use as also making life easy for people is Replit. I've used Replit once, right? But I am just much more familiar with Lovable, hence the reason I'm stuck with Lovable. If you want to build a full-fledged application and you don't want to be stuck on React and Node, then you don't want to use Lovable. You want to go to Cursor. Cursor can help you with practically almost any programming language, I guess. I've built a pharmaceutical solution with Lovable, prototype to the demo stage, to their pitching stage and raising funds, right? I use Cursor for that. So yeah, I hope with this video you understand that AI is your ally and not your enemy. And going forward, I'll be creating more videos. I'll be creating more video on product management, AI, tech, business analysis. Right? These are just videos to flood the channel initially before I start going into core videos that I want to create. If you haven't subscribed to this channel as of now, I don't know what you're waiting for. So you should subscribe and see you later.